Okay, so yeah, welcome to another Siebel Friday. It's last Friday of July, and it's been a while since the last Siebel update was out. So you might have noticed Oracle was super fast this month. It was the 11th of July when 25.7 came out, if I'm not mistaken. And so that's a new record there. And of course, we talk about 25.7, which brings just a few comparable or compared to previous releases, just a few features and not as much turmoil as the other releases before it. So that'll be quick. And then I plan an update on what we've been doing with with regards to training. And also, well, I have prepared one more topic, so if time allows. All right, so yeah, we are on with 25.7. Here's the overview, what Oracle delivers with 25.7. So we have Oracle Enterprise Data Quality Update. So there's a new external key generation feature in OEDQ. If there are any users of OEDQ, please make yourself known in the chat. Shout out on your mic.
Yeah, we use EDQ.
The EDQ, not the OEDQ.
Yeah, no, the Oracle EDQ. Yeah,
Okay.
that's integrated with Siebel. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, okay. So you use that, so that's a feature you would want to look into. Then we have UCM, Universal Customer Master, which for a while supports event-driven architecture. That's the Kafka integration. So there's new features there. And we have SCM, Siebel Cloud Manager, where we also have some updates. And the Tomcat version, that's always an important numbers because of security and vulnerabilities. That's 10.1.28. So if you wonder why it's a 10, well, because since a month ago, 25.6, we have Java 21 with Siebel and Tomcat 10. So that hasn't changed since 25.6. So yeah, I don't have much demos on the external key generation. I'm not a user of OEDQ myself, but there's a link to Bookshelf, and of course, in the current 25.7 Bookshelf, the data quality guide, there's a description of that new external key generation functionality. So if anybody has anything interesting about that to say, now's the time. Okay. And yeah, Siebel Cloud Manager, we have bring your own namespace. So that's another bring your own. If you have followed Siebel Cloud Manager or are even using it, then you know that over the past few years, it has grown in functionality and grown in, features that allow more flexibility for users. So you can bring your own Kubernetes, like OpenShift. You can bring your own database, can bring your own file system, and now you can bring your own namespace. So SCM usually generates a namespace in Kubernetes, but now you can bring your own. And well, that's a nice feature, of course. And then we have UCM, where the event-driven architecture, that's the Apache Kafka integration, is further enhanced. And I'm not sure if that's kind of UCM is separate from the other Siebel applications. Their support for Kafka partitions is something that was introduced a while ago for let's call it a generic Kafka integration. Now that has appeared in the documentation for UCM, and the UCM integration that is sending back and forth the the account data, the golden records, that also now supports query operations through, well, EDA, aka Apache Kafka. So any UCM customers or users out there?
Hi, it's Richard. Just my
Hey,
comment on this. Hi, Alex.
yeah, hey.
Just my comment on this. I suspect I think we introduced the partition support for Kafka back in 24.12 or thereabouts.
Mm-hmm.
And this I suspect, and Kerry might correct me on this, but I suspect it's purely and simply a scheduling in the testing activity around the UCM application, in much the same way that when we introduced Kafka for Siebel in general, UCM followed on a little bit later. I suspect it's just testing related because it's all part of the the same
Mm-hmm.
core application, as you know.
Yeah. So Kafka is one way of many to transport the data in and out of UCM. Uh, Previously, there was message queuing systems were supported, and now, of course, Kafka. Yeah, thanks, Richard. Yeah.
And I just plug my UCM presentation that I delivered yesterday on the Customer Connect series. The
Oh,
replay should be
nice.
up there soon.
Okay,
Just a
yeah.
high level intro.
All right, right. Okay. I
Thank
I
you.
I missed that, but good to hear. Yeah. Okay. So yeah, not much in terms of spectacular new features in 25.7, but the spectacular features are not far behind us. And we needed a little bit of a breather, I guess, over summer. If you look at the Siebel 25 timeline so far, and talking to customers who are now considering, it's the kind of update season. So the first half year they spent on, well, doing what you do with Siebel 24 dot something. So they are on 24.5, 24.10. And now they're starting to think about updating to Siebel 25. And of course, 25.6.7 are the releases they're looking into. So what I have to tell these customers is that there are two very important jumps you're doing. If you're an Oracle database, then we have, of course, a while ago, but not forgotten, the Merant ODBC migration. And then just a month ago, the Java 21 migration. And so customers are bracing themselves for the big update when you come from, well, earlier 24, 23 releases and do the big jump to here. So that is something that, yeah, people need to be aware of, and certainly followers of the Siebel Hub and Siebel Friday attendance are aware, but many customers are quite unprepared, if I say to that. So the the two big architecture topics, of course, in red, they're not the only thing that you get. You get a lot of other things across the versions. So I've just noticed there's a steady stream of updates in EAI with Kafka and REST, of course, getting a lot of attention, but also SMTP recently. Then Web Tools keeps evolving slowly but steadily with new wizards, the properties panel, which took one customer by surprise. So I was working on their web tools and I was just demonstrating something using the properties pane. They said, oh, wow, this is a thing now. Okay. So any of these features and functionalities that mentioned on the slide, uh, did you already update to a recent version? Did you feel any impact on one of those? So there is some activity in the chat. Let me just check that. Oh, yeah, Nick. Nick, you report that you have some issues with the 25.5.
Yeah, just trying to migrate from dev to test. It's having trouble with custom indexes.
Okay, trouble with the migration.
Right.
Yeah. Okay. And yeah, so also some of you are using Java extensions, custom Java classes. So there is this need to recompile the Java classes. And Carrie, okay, there's so much in the chat. Carrie is reporting on the chat. You're working on something to help with easier repository upgrade payloads. Okay. And
That's
Kulwinder's,
me, 'cause I'm at 17 still.
yeah, that's a long story. Yeah, long story.
Very long story.
Yeah. And Kulwinder reports they upgraded, but in testing phase with, I guess, 25.6 or 7. Yeah. Okay. So,
So just to, we had some mess with the move from CK editor to TinyMC,
okay,
which
that's
is changing manifest and things like that. So if you come from before 24.7,
24.7. Yeah, that was the one.
then you have an impact on the user interface, which can be big.
Yeah, if you're using a CK editor, yeah,
Email
let's
response, yes.
let's put that here. So CK editor to TinyMC migration, that always pops up. Yeah, if customers are using that functionality and especially have customized CK editor,
Yes.
then you have to customize TinyMC, and well, different beast. Not forgetting that TinyMC is in the vanilla manifest in 24.7. So if you do
this was a problem with the cross migration
the
that we had
cross
with
version,
production still going still down, and
yeah,
some fixes and things like that.
cross version migration,
Yes. Yes.
beams that into your production database, which is yeah, not a good thing. Yeah. So Carrie says you're working on that too. I guess it's related to the TinyMC migrations. So thanks,
Yeah,
Carrie.
we want the customers to be able to choose which manifest records are going to be migrated so that
Yes.
it won't overwrite what you have.
Nice. Yeah.
This would be fine. And we thought about patching a testing environment, but then you do not have the manifest updates. If
Yeah.
you only go for binaries for testing and things like that.
Mm-hmm.
So on the long run, it would be fine to have the manifest also kind of more control.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's the goal.
Okay,
Cool.
good to hear.
Cool.
Thank you, Kerry. So I have one customer who was very creative. Actually, they had a clever idea, and they implemented it. So they made CK editor a custom third-party library, right?
Okay.
So they just downloaded it and put it in the custom folder in a custom manifest, and then they used it as a custom third-party library, yeah, as you do. So that was actually quite clever, and it worked for them. It's only temporary, of course, but yeah, so they did. Which of course is, I think it's plausible or legit to do that, to use anything you like as a custom library. Well, what does Carrie think about that?
Yeah, I don't see anything wrong with doing that.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Yeah. So,
It's just we can't say that we certify and support that way of doing it because we've never tested it.
yeah, you're moving it to the Open UI custom space, which definitely is out of Oracle support scope. When you do something crazy with JavaScript, well, it's your JavaScript, right?
Right.
Yeah. Okay. And yeah, so there's another announcement where we are discussing 12 times a year. We're coming together in the virtual space on the Siebel Friday. There are, yeah, Richard, you just said yesterday you had a Customer Connect presentation. The Customer Connect happens also kind of every month now.
If not more frequently, yeah.
If not more frequently. So there are more than 20 occasions to virtually connect up and share news, but there's also physical occasions where you can come to a place. And this year, Oracle plans or has already announced the European Siebel CRM Summit to take place in Frankfurt, Germany on 21st and 22nd October. So that's a lot of firsts. Right?
Exactly. And if I may add, I will also copy the registration link in the chat, Alex. Thank you for bringing this up.
Thank you.
If somebody wants to speak, to present something, we are very happy about that. Please email me, Richard, or somebody else from our Siebel team. It's not restricted only for European customers. So if somebody wants to travel to Frankfurt, please feel free. And also the agenda is not finalized as of today. So there might be some interesting changes. Also, I don't know whether they are aware of that, but we are trying our best so that Kerry and Brian also attend. So nice, Kerry, that you heard the rest of the message for me.
Okay, thank you. Yeah, public service announcement from Oracle. So, and just to clarify, I got some questions when I talk to customers and say, there are events, Applications Unlimited events in other cities, but that's the only one with Siebel, right? Is that correct?
There might be also some Siebel participation in the other events, but product development team will be present only, or most probably only in Frankfurt.
Okay, so that's okay. That's a good clarification. Thank you. All right. Yeah. So I'll be there. Definitely. So happy. Looking forward to meeting you there in person, and maybe also having a opportunity to talk about some hot topics on Siebel.
And please also don't wait for your registration. We can see that already quite a few people have registered. So don't wait, please, until the last day, because it might be that you will not find a spot and it will not be recorded like a Siebel Hub. So you're going to miss the message.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, so register today if you want to go. Okay, and yeah, on another note, I know I've preaching to the wrong crowd here, but the new features, the new stuff that comes on a regular basis now every month with Siebel has everybody on their toes, experienced veteran Siebel developers, architects, and fresh hires, new hires. So just a reminder that the Siebel Hub, together with Oracle University, has the only always up-to-date curriculum for Siebel CRM with more than 20 courses. Richard and myself as your instructors covering 3 languages. You can go to siebelup.com, get video training, with the swipe of a credit card, or you can contact us for instructor-led training and coaching or tailored learning paths. And there is something new that we put out here, of course, because, well, Oracle builds new features, so we are building new training. And the latest training that we built is the Coherence Enterprise Cache, another major feature. So that is delivered in 25.6, an optional feature. Many people are very afraid actually to update to 25.6. So will there be coherence running after that? No, it's optional. You have to set it up, but how to set it up, how to use it, there's a 2-hour video training ready for you on siebelhub.com. And speaking of training, I'm currently doing something I enjoy very much. I'm delivering a 6-week 21 session Siebel Open UI Masterclass. So that sounds exhausting. It could be if it wouldn't be kind of spread over 6 weeks. So we have 21 sessions, like the video training for the masterclass. The recorded video training has 21 hours, and if you do it live and you talk a lot about things, you kind of double that information to 21 sessions, 2 hours each. So that's 42 plus hours. And the thing is, we started this in June, on June 17th, and it's almost over. So there are 3 sessions to go. So you might think, okay, that's over. Let's wait for the next masterclass with Alex. But the thing is, we record the live masterclass, and we have a full replay, including all the materials, PDFs and sample files. And we offer this as a hop-on class. So you can hop on today, still attend the live sessions. Or you just hop on and enjoy all the replays. You get full access if you hop on. And there is a registration link. I will also put on the video, or contact me in the chat if you want to join or, well, use that very impressive masterclass. Impressive because I have to pay kudos to my students. They really come up with requirements. They come up with new ideas, and we have created so much. I would like to share a few moments of the class with you. Of course, I will not show any recordings. I will just log into our live environment. Give me just one moment. So, and we have a live training environment which we use, and all the students use the same environment. So we have the challenge of parallel development. And so you can see on the screen right now that we don't even stop at the login page. So we have developed a custom login page with an image flipper. So just for fun. Of course, that's the most important feature that we built. And some students actually say they're sad that they have single sign-on now because they can't implement that pretty login page. But nonetheless, yeah, we are using the Aurora theme because, well, many customers are using Aurora tab theme, so we decided together to stay on the Aurora tab theme. You notice the toolbar is now a little pop-up menu like in other themes. And we also had a strong focus on data visualization. So for example, with accounts, we have for the selected account, we can find or show the account hierarchy. So data that is child data of the account in a pop-up dialog. So we use, for example, Shoelace as an example framework to build rich user interfaces. We use D3.js, which comes with Siebel, to create that expandable and collapsible hierarchy. For example, see the opportunities for that account or see the contacts. Yeah, needs some work still. I can see that. And we also implement we use the Siebel REST API to parallel fetch data about the account and show it in another dashboard with some custom charts, with counters. And that is parallel fetching through REST API. So really cover all the ground that you need as a modern OpenUI developer with modern frameworks, using REST API, using modern visualization libraries. So that's just a few things we did. Not stopping there. I think I have one more here. Oh yeah, we have a counter for child tabs, so that one has 4 contacts. That one has 16. You can see the counter on the contact tab. And if you have opportunities, oh, people have grown quite fond of the tile customizations that you can do with Siebel. So we added a chart to the opportunity tiles. All right, what else do we have? So opportunities, we have a very old Siebel sample that you might recognize if you've ever done one of the OpenUI classes. We have that conditional formatting of revenue probability. And we also have display of account-related data in a Google map with the account address and details tab. Again, a nice example how to integrate OpenUI with fetching data from a workflow and then displaying data graphically so the users can, well, benefit from it. Right. So, yeah, Richard sends me something in the chat. The passport reader that Richard implemented is not yet there. Sorry. Working on that one. We have some Gen AI integration. So we get a text summary from OCI, from Cohere, or any other available AI. So that's another piece of integration that we did. Okay. So just, yeah, wanted to share some of the efforts that we did with regards to what you can do in Siebel Open UI. And yeah, if you have any questions or suggestions, what you would a Open UI Masterclass to teach, please fire away. Richard, I noted down the passport reader. Okay. Anything else from your side? What would be a good fit for a masterclass? Oh, yeah, OIA integration. We have to build a chapter, Richard. I can feel it. OIA chapter coming on. All right. So yeah, so there's that, and that's the classic Siebel user interface, right? So Siebel, Aurora tab layout, and you might wonder, why don't we teach on the new Redwood theme? Well, it was a student vote when we started the class to use a theme that all of them actually use. They use the Aurora theme, they use tab layout. And well, there is some discussion going on with the Redwood theme from Oracle that was introduced a year ago that doesn't yet support tab layout. So that's a big obstacle to deploying it. And so we decided using Aurora, but of course we also validated a lot of these functionalities in the Redwood theme. So building features in OpenUI that allow you to use the same feature, writing the code so that the same feature still works when you use a different Siebel theme. So that's of course also something we teach. And as we were doing the masterclass, 25.6 and 7 came out. And with 25.6, Oracle released something I would also like to show. And here I am in a Redwood-based front end. So this is a 25.7. yeah, 25.7 application, and it's Siebel Communications. And the Redwood theme is not new, but what Oracle built in 25.6 were process was what they call the process-driven Redwood UX. Now that's a mouthful. Let me just show you what this means. This means that we have in the account tasks. So if you go to the tasks after applying your repository upgrade, you have these two new tasks for accounts: create an order for existing customer or create an order for new customer. And recently, with the masterclass students, we were discussing okay, is this what we'll see in the next few minutes? Is this something that we should actually pursue in the masterclass because it's very early and there's little documentation, or yeah, almost no documentation on it? But I would like to just go through and show and discuss with you what this means for the future of Siebel Open UI, maybe. So there are a lot of speculation going on. So if I create an order for this existing customer, and I am doing this in the Redwood UI, so that drastically changes into an unexpected appearance at first. That's not your regular task UI. So that's kind of a start page. And once I click start, I get the first task view. So that is indeed a task view, but it's rendered, or its applets are rendered by, well, Redwood components driven by Oracle Chat and Redwood. One is bundled with the other, more or less. So in layman's terms. So I have busied myself this week learning Oracle Chat a little bit and trying to understand what's going on here. So this is a Siebel applet. And for example, there's a price list, which opens a pick applet. So it's a regular Siebel pick applet. I can pick a price list. And when I am about to pick an address, there's a little surprise there. At first, very similar, but this list applet is not your regular jQuery grid. As you can notice, it has, well, slightly different controls as you do. So I can still search for the city. But all these controls are basically re-rendered as for the purpose of providing a more modern Redwood-driven user interface. So list applets now have a new renderer, form applets have a new renderer, and together they form this task-based user interface. So currently, at the time of recording and 25.7, this is only implemented in those example tasks that Oracle puts in your repository when you run the repository upgrade to 25.6 and later. Of course, I can click continue, and that's a very spectacular product selection. So I can, for example, search for product families, all driven by modern components, Redwood components, but still, of course, with OpenUI behind it and the data behind it. So let's see the wireless plans. Okay, it's not eligible. That's good, or not good. So let's go back to all. I think the address that I entered was, so for example, let's find a customizable product. Okay, so what do you think about this as you look at it? Let's add this to the shopping cart. Okay, there's some signal not available, but I still think it adds it to the cart. Any feedback, any thoughts about this? You have a grid layout, you have the classic catalog browsing. It's also available, or the search. Okay, so what do you think so
Just
far?
note there's no previous button. Like in usual task UIs, you click back on the part on the right, the label, to go backwards.
Yeah, there's this menu on the right, and the previous chapter, if you will. Is it a chapter or a page?
Yes, it's a chapter, yeah.
Yeah, chapter, it allows you to go back. Yeah, thanks for that. So that's the back, and then continue goes next. Of course, I have something in the cart right now. Yeah, I got my computer here, my computer from the early 2000s. And yeah, I can click continue here. And this is also a new, one of the new list applet renderers. There's an action button, so I can, for example, configure, launch into the Siebel configurator session for this product, pick a different processor. I have to get that Pentium 4, yeah, I have to get it. And so on. Okay, so you see I'm in the cart now. I have configured my product, can click continue. Yeah, there's a select the contact and do the credit check. So hopefully come across this. There's one workflow which actually stops me in my tracks here, but you can enter new contact. You see that it dynamically, when you click the checkbox, opens more fields. And these are all regular task views and regular Siebel applets. So that's the interesting part. It's just different type of rendering. And now we are at the service and billing accounts. Let's just keep them. And we are at the billing and shipping address. Yeah, eventually it will just tell me, okay, my credit score is poor. I'm not eligible to purchase any services. And now, of course, I have to stop at the credit card, which I can't enter and can't continue, really. So, well, we'll continue later, so I can save it, which is the new pause. So the task has been paused and it's in my inbox now. So it's still a reminder that it's a regular Siebel task-based UI, but with a very big twist, one that is unprecedented maybe. Yeah, and I've been curious as to, well, with all that I do with Siebel Open UI and the classes that we teach, the Siebel Open UI classes, we have the master classes. How does this actually work? And so I investigated a little bit. And one thing that I investigated was going to the manifest administration. And there are plenty of applets that you can identify quite easily in your views. So I've been taking notes, basically identifying the task and the views. And for example, there is this first applet that we see. And if I look that up in the manifest, I would have expected, honestly, it to have a new physical renderer. What it has, though, is a presentation model. And the presentation model overrides the standard presentation model with a client form web component class. And web component is a term that, of course, if you work with frameworks like Vue, React, or Angular, those are all frameworks that use the web components technology, which is an aggregate of other technologies. I'm not going into that. You might have heard about it. And so I mentioned Preact, and Preact comes with Oracle Chat. Am I saying this correctly? Gary, I hope you will just
that's right.
Stop me in my tracks
right.
if I say something stupid. So this is all very fresh for me, I admit. So Oracle Chat, the modern version of Oracle Chat with the virtual DOM architecture, includes Preact, and Preact is a web component implementation. So if you do a search for files that include web component in the name, then you see that there's a lot of manifest entries with that repository upgrade, and they're all related to those task UI applets. I've been experimenting with applying that presentation model to regular applets, and it kind of works. So it's actually quite funny. And there is the client, there are specialized components for cart views, cart item, form applets down there. You see quite a lot of them. There's a list, custom list, list web component. So that's for list applets. So yeah, all these applets across all the views in those task UIs, they have those specialized presentation models. Actually, there's a few. There's a few, which is the search view, which has a physical renderer, but the applets have presentation models. So I was intrigued. And Kerry, I would like to ask you, as a representative of the Oracle development team, is it okay if I opened one of these files?
Well, they're minimized, right?
They're not actually.
Oh, well, I mean, any customer can do the same, so there shouldn't be a problem opening it.
Okay, is it also okay to record this and put it
Yeah,
later on YouTube later? Yeah.
Yeah, it's nothing different than a customer who has installed this would do themselves if they wanted to.
Okay, so yeah, so I've opened the list web component, for example. So you can clearly see that it a lot of requires here for Preact and OJ, Oracle Chat. So OG table, that's the Oracle Chat table implementation. There's the radio set. So that's all required in here. And we have a regular, well, run-of-the-mill presentation model extension with a new class. And it's a presentation model extension. So, but this presentation model extension actually renders the component, which honestly confused me. I was expecting a physical renderer, but maybe I'm a little bit too old-fashioned. I know that you can do anything with JavaScript in any of these files. So there's a render component function, which seems to be the main function. I've just spent a few hours with these files. And there is a lot of, in these files, there's a lot of focus on actually reading the current control set of the applet and replacing the rendered controls or the old render with a completely new render. So if I search, for example, OG table, I will probably find, you find functions which return, well, this one returns the table column header, so it's specific. There's the one that returns the entire table. And these are all attributes. For example, selection mode is an attribute of that table. And it's either multiple selection or single selection. So in a pick applet would be single selection, multiple would be a typical MVG situation. And OG table is, of course, a standard Oracle Chat component, which implements that table that we have seen for the list applet. So I really tried to put this short. So that's kind of, I was very interested in how did Oracle pull this off? And of course, it couldn't be pulled off with a lot of libraries that you have to load. So if you go into the developer tools, then you see in the sources, you see there's an Oracle Chat. So along with all the standard or almost standard third-party tools that Oracle or Siebel Open UI ships, like JQGrid or jQuery, there's now OChat, Oracle Chat, which is a substantial collections of all the components. There's the Redwood style sheets. And there is obviously kind of an adapter for Siebel Open UI to Oracle Jet or something like that. Yeah, am I still on the right track?
Yeah, definitely. The question was asked, can you share the JS file? And you typically would get this with your installation. Alex can share anything he wants to. I can't, as an Oracle employee, send any files like this to customers.
Yeah, so all you have to do is install 25.6 or get your hands on an evaluation environment that you install, a sandbox, and those files are, well, on your drive, right? Okay, so I did a little experiment with just have to change one expression. So I showed you that I added that new presentation model to other standard list and form applets. So if I log out and log in again, we should be seeing what happens if we just apply these standard files. Okay, let's wait for that. All right, so let's see the accounts. Okay, yeah, that's the My Accounts view, the list applet, definitely changing the appearance. Still similar functionality like the sorting and querying and stuff like that. So there's an action menu for queries. Probably, do I have to click edit to query? Okay, probably. So that's not something that's now we're entering, of course, the wild territory. So if I go, yeah, there's a go. Okay, query works. Of course, I could use the find feature. There's a new button. So and there's an action button which is edit. So it switches the row to edit mode. And does the pop-up work? So that, yeah, that's of course your regular Siebel applets. Okay. So it's just a fun experiment, I have to say. I'm not sure if that's something you should do. Just randomly apply those presentation models with Oracle Jet to your applets. But this is what you get. The form applet doesn't fare so well. All the controls are there and still working, but the button controls lacking style sheets probably. The button controls are the same size as the other controls. So of course that's not ready for production anytime soon. And it's a fun experiment goofing around with the new things we have in the new Siebel versions, right? So it's just too early to tell what or what's the implications of all of this with regards to will the Redwood design or the Oracle Jet integration, will that be and that's a question to carry. Will that be actually expanded to regular views and applets, or will it just stay within the task UI? Well, that's one question.
Well, I think the first thing they're investigating is task UI. They're not done with that yet, and it may go to the entire application after that. But as far as I know, there's no definite plan to do that.
Okay, or maybe in the midterm future as a kind of option for customers to, like a theme selection.
Yeah, it sounds reasonable. I don't know that that's actually true though.
Okay. But for now, it's the task UI.
Yes.
Yeah, and I have to say that for the task UI to look like this, like we've seen in the demo, you actually have to use the Redwood theme. because only when you use the Redwood theme, then Oracle Chat is loaded. Yeah. So in case you want to try it out on your sandboxes or your dev environments. Okay, so yeah, let me go into one of these tasks one more time. So definitely a fresh and nice look and feel with Redwood components and Oracle Chat. And of course, if a customer decides, Kerry, if a customer would decide to create a custom UX for Siebel using Oracle Chat, they can just use the shipped version of Oracle Chat, like with jQuery. You don't have to download it and import it.
Right.
Yeah. And so you can implement your own implementation of, well, custom rendering with the Oracle Chat components. If you know what you're doing, of course, you need some Oracle Chat knowledge for that. Like you would have to for React or Vue.js or any of the other great frameworks. Okay, so yeah, with that, I hope this was fun to see that in action live instead of screenshots and experiment a little bit. What do you think about this? Any thoughts, opinions?
I think it looks great, but to adapt the Redwood and the process for existing customers is not easy. You have a lot of adaptations in process with our task UI, and you have to move to Redwood, and it's great, but to find the right process with a customer is a lot of work.
Sure, but it's a great start, I think, honestly,
yes,
and
yes.
a great showcase for a potential future of the Siebel user interface, which I see, as Kerry suggested, I see in parallel to the traditional user interface, so with a long period where customers can have the choice, like Oracle did with Open UI back then. It started in 2012, and 4 years later with IP16, they just pulled the plug on the high interactivity, right? So there was a phase where customers could choose. Yeah. So Richard says in the chat, so the blurring of PRPM makes you queasy. Yeah, same here. It's not sure why. What was the decision behind that? Probably saving time.
Not sure really why that decision was made.
Okay,
that's a different group than I work in, so this kind of went on without really my interaction.
Yeah, but it's interesting to see that they didn't go for the classic PM-PR pairing.
Right.
Clearly showing that you can do in a PM whatever you want to. Put it like that. Okay, but yeah, it works, and it works fine, and it's one file you apply to a form applet, and that's quite clever, right? So and help them bring this to life. It's the task themselves, they're very complex. So with all the order management and search and product catalog and configurator, so as Christian said, a whole process is living here. But of course, customers are doing it different, so they have different ways of doing business and different tasks. But if you implement your own task-based UI, you can just use these. That's another question, maybe. If you have your own task-based UI and you want to modernize it, could you just apply the presentation models and that's it?
Seems reasonable.
Yeah.
Don't know for sure, but I think so.
Okay, provided that you are on the Redwood theme, because that's the prerequisite. But then nothing holding customers back from applying those standard presentation models to the custom applets, right?
Right.
Yeah, and that would be a supported scenario.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, so there's some options there to quickly jump to a modern user interface for your custom task UI. And of course, as you go and learn more about Oracle Chat, you can start creating your own files, let's call them, be it renderer, presentation models or renderers that use the Oracle Chat components. Okay, all very interesting, and maybe 1 year from now, we can only speculate what into what this will have grown. But it's a great start and great to witness it starting here, yeah, in those recent Siebel versions. Okay, so yeah, on that note, stage is yours if you have anything to say or request for next Siebel Friday.
Maybe some message from the other end of Siebel. We managed to put a customer to the HWS cloud on a HWS RDS database, which is the opposite side from the user interface. We had some courage, and it's really running quite good.
So Siebel running on the Amazon cloud.
Yes, but with the Amazon RDS database package, which is a pre-configured Oracle database, kind of self-patching and autonomous and really cool, low management, low administration effort.
Okay, so it's still an Oracle database similar
Yes.
to autonomous database.
Yes.
Okay, and so you're live with that.
We are live with that, and it's really fast. So
okay, that sounds cool. Yeah.
And I couldn't find any reference before from a customer using HWS RDS.
Yeah.
So
okay,
I don't know
if anybody in the audience is using Amazon.
Yeah, I
Cloud.
had at least a couple of customers that were using AWS with RDS about 5 years ago. So I imagine they're still on it. Yeah.
With Siebel.
Okay, great.
Ah, nice.
Yeah.
Good to
yeah,
hear.
it was and I agree, it was fast. We didn't have we ran a bunch of tests and performance testing before we actually went live with production, but everything with the production went smoothly, so we didn't have any issues.
Okay.
It's the same.
Okay. So another, thanks, Christian and Nick. Another testament to the stability of the Siebel architecture, right? So you can just put it on any platform, and it performs. It delivers. Yeah. You can't say that about many other products, right? So you can't really just take an on-prem architecture, put it on some cloud with some database in containers or, OpenShift, Kubernetes, you name it. All right. So Prakash says, did we observe good performance after moving to cloud from on-prem? Yeah. So that's what you just say, Christian. So the performance was very good.
You have to go through this hell of firewalls.
Yeah, sure.
Certificates and tunneling.
And I don't want to see the monthly billing. Is it, let's say, from the investment or ROI standpoint? Could you already say it's more expensive to run on a cloud rather than on-prem?
It's cheaper than their on-prem solution that they had.
So they save money.
Yes.
While having a faster system.
Yes.
Okay. Well, win-win. That's what they call a win-win. Cool.
So is it like cheaper from the AWS cloud only or any other cloud? It's the same kind of price. Any idea?
don't know. I think at the end, you always have to do a sizing in the cloud. You have to care about what sizing do you choose in the cloud. So, and I think you can do this on OCI and also. So.
Yeah. So I think most of the Oracle reference customers, of course, which are on OCI, on Oracle Cloud, but there's also a lot of reports of substantial savings compared to on-prem, buying your own hardware, installing your own servers. That's exactly what you're saving money on, right?
I think it comes down to the sizing of the environment and how many machines and big machines, little machines, and how do you spread it over the availability zones and
scaling, dynamic scaling.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Like American Airlines, they scale down for the weekend when there's less traffic.
That's quite cool.
So with Kubernetes, of course, you can quickly scale up and down in a matter of seconds, right? So that's the next step. I guess that customer is not on a Kubernetes base, Christian?
No. One step after the other.
Yeah.
Siebel guys always follow the evolution track and not the revolution track.
Baby steps, yeah.
Yes.
So, but is it planned to migrate to a container-based architecture?
We are happy to be there now, and everybody has to recover now, and then we will see.
Okay. All right. Thanks, Christian, for that update. Yeah. News from the cloud. All right. So, yeah. And with that, I would like to say thank you all for joining. It was a great Siebel Friday session, and looking forward to hear from you or see you next Siebel Friday.
Bye, everybody.
Thank you. Bye.
Thank you.